and welcome back to prediction videos for week number... Yeah, we're in week number 16. The season's been flying by. I'm Ben Silk, and I'm here with...
Josh Silk.
And Kevin Doleg.
And let's get started. We're doing this on Friday, but we predicted last night's game. Damn, what a good game that was. Probably the second best game all season long, of course, behind the Ravens and Bills week 1 game, and we were in for a treat. Of course, I fell asleep. My dad didn't even make it to halftime. I made it to the third quarter, and yeah, of course we fell asleep, but what a game that was in overtime. Seahawks down by 16. They come back, and they do it in overtime. Seahawks are legit, folks.
2-point conversion of the century, I'd say.
Yeah.
In that game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, Dad, you want to go over our predictions?
Yeah. Both you and Kevin predicted the Rams to take this one, but I predicted the Seahawks.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. But anyway, we got our first game, our Saturday game, and we're in for an ugly one. It's not going to be that exciting. We got the Eagles with their struggling offense as they take on the Commanders. The Eagles, they're coming off a win. They did beat, but it's against the Raiders.
So the Commanders.
And the Commanders
are also coming off a win against the Giants, right?
Giants, yeah. So 2 teams coming off a win, but these teams are still not the same as last year when they played each other in the NFC Championship game. I don't think we're in for a good one, especially with this Eagles offense being as bad as they are. But that Raiders game may give them a little bit of momentum, but I think it's going to be a boring-ass game. I'm going to say Eagles take this one 19-7.
That does sound like a boring-ass game. I think it'll be a little better than that, but I agree. I don't think... Mariota is a fairly competent backup. Not that Jaden Daniels looks remotely like he did last year. But it doesn't matter. He's not playing. All that said, I agree. I think Philly should take this one without much of an issue. Give me the Eagles here. 21-17.
Yeah, like you guys said, nothing much to be said in this one. I think it's going to be a boring game. And give me the Eagles, who won last week. And pretty much a blowout. Let's say 30-13. Eagles win.
But now on to our Saturday night game.
This should be a good one.
This should be a good one. We got the Bears. We got the Packers. These 2 teams played a few weeks ago. Packers took that one 28-21. Bears trying to beat the Packers. Besides last season, it's the first time in like a bunch of years. So it would be the second time in a bunch of years. But first time for a game that counts for the Bears. For the first time in years.
Yeah.
And they're hungry. They're coming off a great win against the Browns. And Packers coming off a rough loss against the Broncos. And now Micah Parsons out for the year as well.
Huge blow to them.
Huge blow to them for sure. And how will that affect them? I think the Bears, they may not be legit. They may be pretenders. Who knows at this point. But I think they're going to find a way to get it done somehow. And I think it's going to be a close game that comes down right to the end. But the Bears are going to have the ball and get it in field goal range to get a game-winning field goal to win it. I'm going to say Bears 29 to the Packers 27.
That sounds like a doozy. This is a game I probably would have predicted the Packers to win if Micah Parsons was still in the equation. But sadly, he is not. And Green Bay took the game at Lambeau. I think that the Bears take the game at Soldier Field. And I think that we see some offense here, and I see some back and forth going on. But I think the Bears come out on top. 34-27.
Yeah, you're hearing it here. My dad predicted the Bears.
That's true. I don't usually ever predict the Bears, but with that Parsons injury is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys. The Michael Parsons injury is a huge blow to that defense. They've been really good all season long, and now they're down arguably the best player on the team, probably the best player on the team. So And yeah, this is an away game for them. I think this is going to be a split series, and I'm going to take the Bears in this one and a close one, 27-24. I agree with Ben. I think the Bears are going to get away with this one with a game-winning field goal. So yeah, Bears win.
But on to our next game, our 1 o'clock games on Sunday. This is Tank Bowl. We got the Jets. We got the Saints. The Saints, they keep winning. And if they want to get Mendoza, yeah, they got to stop winning. But they take on the Jets. The Jets, the Jets got stuff to figure out. I think pretty sure they're starting Brady Cook for the quarterback again. And yeah, the Saints are the better team in this game. And both teams trying to lose this one. But I think the Saints are going to find a way to get a big win here just because, the Saints are finding ways to win and losing their chances at Mendoza. But I don't see any world where the Jets could win this game because the Jets are just struggling too bad right now. And I think the Saints get it done, and I think they get it done 27-12.
Yeah, the Saints had a surprising victory against Carolina last week. I think they surprised everyone there. And I think they roll.
Tampa.
Tampa?
Wait, no, that was 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, the Saints have a winning streak going.
Right, yeah. I think the Saints keep it going. Obviously, they're playing the lowly Jets, who don't have much to write home about, especially on the road. I'm thinking boring-ass game, not even worth watching. Give me the Saints 12-9 over the Jets in a field goal supreme matchup.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a boring game, and give me Tyler Shuck and the Saints to get their third win in a row. I'm going to take the Saints in this one, 17-10.
But on to our next game, we got the Vikings coming off a win against the Cowboys as they take on the Giants, the lonely Giants. I believe it's 10 losses in a row now for them. Who's going to take this one? Yeah, the Giants have just lost too many. The Vikings are trying to stay in it, keep themselves in the picture. I don't think they've been eliminated yet, but just try to get above 500 at this point. But I think the Vikings are going to get it done, and they're the better team here still, even though both teams have been struggling. I think the Vikings right now are the better team. Giants, I do think they have a better future, but in this game, I think the Vikings find a way to get it done. And I don't think we're in for an exciting one. I think the Vikings take it 28-13.
The Vikings.
Yes.
All right. Weren't the Vikings like 13-4 last year?
They were
Or
14-3.
Right.
Yep.
I can't believe this is the same team. It's unbelievable. I'm not feeling the Vikings at all, and I'm certainly not feeling the Giants. This is another stinkeroni. I'm going to go Vikings here just because, I don't know, it's the lesser of two evils. Give me the Vikings 13, Giants 10, and another snoozer.
Yeah, another snoozer. The Vikings got an impressive win on the road against the Cowboys last week. Now they're on the road again, but they're going against the team that is sitting in the number one draft position. So I think the Giants, they just want to lose this game. They're set up for the first overall draft pick, and I think they're comfortable kicking out the rest of this season. So give me the Vikings 27-13. I don't think it's going to be close. J.J. McCarthy looked pretty impressive last week. Can he do it again? I think he does. And yeah, the Vikings win.
But anyway, we're on to our next game. Two teams battling for the winner, to win the lonely NFC South. We got the Bucs at 7-7, who lost the lead when they lost to the Falcons, and then we got the Panthers at 7-7, who lost their lead when they lost to the Saints. Doesn't seem like either of these teams want to win, but who knows? And these two teams also play again Week 18, and I think that will be a battle for the division. But for battle number one, I think the Bucs find a way to get it done. I don't know why, but something's telling me the Bucs are going to find a way. because they are still the Bucks, and it's gonna be. I think Panthers give them a fight in the beginning, but the Bucks I think are gonna be able to pull away to win this one. It's not gonna be an exciting one, 20-13.
Yeah, this is interesting. They're both 7-7, and they're playing for the division lead here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Crapo division.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was all on the Bucks bandwagon a few weeks back, but they haven't been showing up lately. And Carolina's been seesawing back and forth. You know, I'm going to go with the home team here. And I'm going to say the Panthers get a win at home over the Bucks. 24-10.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think the Bucks haven't looked good, and the Panthers, the most up and down team in the NFL this year. And last week, the Panthers lost to the Saints again, and it seems like every time the Panthers, always I saw this on Instagram, every game that the Panthers are favored in, they lose somehow. They haven't won a game they're favored in like years. But the Bucks are favored in this one, so something's telling me the Panthers are going to have a magical game, and they're going to somehow come back to life and, I don't know, play like a great team. And I think that's what they do. And the Bucks are going to get in deep waters here, and their season's going to be on the line. I think week 18 is going to come down to that, as Ben was saying. I'm going to take the Panthers in this one, 20-17. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
But on to our next game, we have the Buffalo Bills. They're coming off a win as they take on the Cleveland Browns, coming off a rough loss against they lost against the Bears, and something tells me the Browns are going to find a way to play the Bills tough in this one. I don't know what it is. I think the Bills get it done, but the Browns are going to give them a fight for some reason. Because, Josh Allen, he still hasn't. Last week in the second half, he looked pretty good, but he hasn't looked the same since before that Saints game in week 4, and
They looked pretty good against the Patriots.
Yeah, besides the second half, but he has sparks, but then he's been struggling a bit too. So I think the Bills find a way to get it done, but the Browns are gonna make it tough, and I think the Bills get it done, 34-26.
You think they're going to put up 34 against that Cleveland D?
I don't know. Something's telling me they will.
Okay, all right. I see this game as a slog, and I'm a little bitter, obviously, about the Bills beating the Pats last week. So I'm going to pick Cleveland in this one just because I'm angry. Yeah. And I think Cleveland at home, Bills coming off that last win, all cocky, I think Cleveland can surprise them. I think it's going to be a slog of a game, and I don't think it's going to be very pretty. But I could see Cleveland forcing a tight, boring win against the Bills. And I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I'm going to take this as my upset of the week. Give me the Browns 13, Buffalo 10.
I got to remind you, this is the same Cleveland's D that just allowed the Titans to put up 31 on them.
Yeah, that was a fluke.
I don't know.
That was a fluke. I might be wrong, but that was a fluke.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Josh Allen's he's set himself up back in that MVP conversation with Matthew Stafford. He's going to come up to those two for that MVP of the season. And give me Josh Allen and the Bills and a blowout win. I'm going to say 32-17. The Buffalo Bills win.
I think this should be a good game.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game. We got the Dallas Cowboys at 6-7-1 as they take on the LA Chargers at 10-4. And do we see an upset in this one? Cowboys, of course, coming off a rough loss against J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. They're hungry to stay in the picture. Of course, though, I think if the Eagles win, they're basically or if they lose this game and Eagles win, they're eliminated. But the Cowboys are going to be fighting for the playoff lives. So are the Chargers. And historically, we got two great offenses. I don't know, the Chargers' offense has been a little bit questionable as of late, but I think the offense could go off in this one, but I do think Cowboys do have better offense. It's just based on how that Chargers offense has been playing, and even though this Cowboys defense has not been doing good, I do feel
They
that
have been doing better, they say.
they have been doing better, but
since they got Quinn Williams.
Yeah, I still feel like the Chargers' offense, how they've been playing, I think that this defense could figure out something, and I think at the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to be able to hold them off to get a surprising win, and I think they'll get it done 32-27 over the Chargers. And what could be my upset of the week? 32.
32
Yeah.
to 27.
Yeah.
You know, I think in this game I'm rooting for the Chargers, but I agree that every game that Dallas plays, it's offense city, because, that's just the way it is with them. And I think that they are, like you said, fighting for their playoff lives, and I think that they need to get the win. And I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think them being at home is going to help. And I think that they find a way to get it done. Here it is. Cowboys 33, Chargers 28.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the Cowboys are going to come away with a win here. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Justin Herbert and his offense, they're going to come to play, and the Cowboys' defense is going to be vulnerable as always. So give me Cowboys 38-31 in a shootout.
Ooh. Okay.
Sounds like a good one.
But anyway, we're on to our next game. We got the Tennessee Titans as they take on these are two teams that are eliminated from the playoffs, folks. Yeah, you're hearing this right. The Kansas City Chiefs and Gardner Minshew. I do gotta say, I feel bad for the Chiefs, like with Mahomes being out for the year, tearing his ACL right as they get eliminated from the playoffs. Does make me feel a little bad. But anyway, the Chiefs gonna play like today. They're playing the worst team, one of, if not the worst team in the league, in the Titans, and yeah, the Chiefs. I don't know, how is Gardner Minshew gonna look? I think the Titans are gonna play them tough, possibly like a 7-0 first half. I don't think these teams are gonna play amazing on offense, and I think at the end, I do think. And I know I'm going against the Chiefs. I don't know why I'm going against the Chiefs, but I think we're going to see a big day from Cam Ward. And it's going to take a little more time for Minshew Mania to get used to it. Obviously, that team has played for Mahomes as a starting QB for years. And usually when he hasn't played, they've lost. So, yeah, that's going to be something to get used to. But I think with all that, just put all together, I think the Titans find a way to get it done. I think they get it done 21-10.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, losing Mahomes is a big deal, but they still have Andy Reid, and they have Gardner Minshew, who has one of the best mustaches in the game. I don't know if he still does. Does he?
I don't think so.
Really? Oh, that's a strike against them then, because I was a big fan of Minshew's mustache. Yeah. I mean, it's a tall order. I know they're on the road, but I don't see any way in which Tennessee can get the upset here, even without Mahomes. They're still a talented club, and they're yeah. I mean, I'd love to see it happen. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna go Kansas City here, in a game that's average at best. Give me the Chiefs 21, Tennessee 14.
Yeah, I have to agree with Ben here. I'm taking the Titans at home. No Mahomes. This team, their whole culture is lost. Their season's over. This team has had the highest of the high, moments for years now. And this team has not been in this situation in so long. No Rashee Rice, no Mahomes. This team is hurting right now, and I think their season's coming to an end. They want to probably get a good draft pick, because when Patrick Mahomes is back, if they can get some younger players that could help him out, I think this team will be back in the Super Bowl conversations next year. Yeah. But, give me Cam Ward to have a day. I think he shows out and he gets a big win for himself. to build his confidence up in that young team. So yeah, give me the Titans 23-13.
Wow. All
All
right.
right.
Cool.
But on to our final 1 o'clock game, and we got Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals as they take on what's the quarterback's name? Oh, yeah, Quinn Ewers and
Yeah.
the Miami Dolphins. Tua moved from first string to third string. What's going to happen to Tua next? A lot of questions for Tua's career. But in this game, Quinn Ewers' first game, they take on Joe Burrow and the Bengals against this Dolphins defense. They're
Which
an
is
alright
decent.
defense. They're
Which is
good,
decent, yeah.
but Joe Burrow, I don't know what happened last week against the Ravens. It's going to depend what Bengals team we see as the Sooners get in. But it depends on what Bengals offense we see and what defense we see, because Ravens shut them out last week, and it's going to all depend on that. But I think Joe Burrow is going to bounce back, and I think the Bengals get a big win. And who knows, maybe the Dolphins upset them, but I think the Bengals get it done 31-10 over the Dolphins.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Ewers, whatever his name is,
Ewers, yeah.
over Tua. And what's his name is the backup?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, yeah. But I agree. I think Burrow, I think he's got something to prove. He wants to showcase his talent so that they can trade him to a different team that actually can compete. Which is sad because I wanted the Bengals to do well. I was always a fan and I'm rooting for them. But either way, I think Miami gets a lot of offensive action from Achane, who's obviously become like a stud in the league this year. But I think this is a back-and-forth matchup with a lot of points, and it's going to be a fun one, actually. But I think the Bengals are going to come out on top here. Give me Cincinnati 28, Miami 27 in a nail-biter.
I think this is going to be a blowout game. Cincy, they played awful last week. Didn't put up a single point against the Ravens. I predicted Tua to go up to Pittsburgh and beat Aaron Rodgers, and he ended up getting benched as always because he can't play in cold weather, it seems like. And now they're sitting with Quinn Ewers, the former Texas quarterback. I don't think it's going to be anywhat competitive in this one. I think Joe Burrow and his weapons, they're just going to have a field day, and it's going to be a blowout. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals 49-20.
Yikes.
Ooh.
That would be something.
Alright, but now on to our 4 o'clock games. And this is going to be a good game. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be terrible. We have the Falcons at 5-7 as they take on the 3-11 Arizona Cardinals.
5-9.
5-9, my apologies. And I think the Cardinals, Falcons coming off a win. Something tells me we're in for a good shootout game, and I think the Cardinals are going to find a way to get a surprising big win here, and I think they get it done. You know what? I got an overtime game where the Cardinals get it done 34-33. Falcons go for 2 and do not get the conversion.
Wow. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
In OT.
Yeah.
I think you're giving them both a little too much credit. I don't think either team is all that exciting.
They're not.
And I'm not that excited to really predict much about this game, so I'm just going to give Atlanta the victory here in a semi-snooze fest. Give me the Falcons 21, Arizona 17.
Yeah, I don't have much to be talk about in this one. I'm going to take the Falcons 28-21.
But on to our next game, and damn,
This
this
could be a
is
good
a
one.
good one. This is probably the game of the week as we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 10-4 taking on the Denver Broncos at 12-2. so many question marks coming to this one. The Broncos, 11 straight victories. Does that continue? Jaguars have been doing pretty good. All right, you want to go first?
I'll go first. I think Jacksonville, man, did they put up a lot of offense last week?
Against the Jets.
Yeah, but still, still exciting. I don't know. Yeah, they are going into Denver. But they are, both these teams are playing really well. And, I see they just signed Myers to a 3-year extension. He's turned into a very bright spot for this team after, what's his name went down for the year? The rookie. Rookie guy that played both ways.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, that guy. So I think Jacksonville continues to build their resume as one of the turnaround upstart teams that surprises everyone. Give me the Jaguars in the upset on the road over Denver to end their winning streak in a fun one with a lot of back and forth. Give me the Jags 23-21 over the Broncos.
Yeah, I gotta say, so the Jaguars, yes, they just beat the Jets, but Trevor Lawrence, he's been playing phenomenal football, and I think if anyone could stop this Broncos team and this Broncos defense, at least right now in the regular season, I think it's Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. And I think he could put up the game and put up the performance to get it done, and making the Jaguars a legit threat going into the playoffs. But the Broncos, I think, are going to play them tough. But I don't think they play them tough enough, because I think Trevor Lawrence is able to lead the Jaguars to a big victory here as they get it done 24-17.
You could have won up to me. All right. That's all right. That's all right.
Actually,
no. Your prediction's in. You're up, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I think the Broncos' defense is just going to have a day. I think Trevor Lawrence, who's been really good all season, I think he has a rough day. This is a home game for the Broncos. You know how their fans get, and they get loud, and I think it's going to be a tough day for Trevor Lawrence. Give me the Broncos in a blowout, 30-10.
but on to our next game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers looking to get that 9-8 record to continue Mike Tomlin's streak. As right now they're 8-6. They take on the 8-6 Lions, still fighting to get in the playoffs. Lions need to win out and then get some luck to make the playoffs at this point. And Dan Campbell and the Lions, when they're fighting to get in the playoffs, they're hungry. They're going to come on out here. And the Steelers are going to play them tough, I think. But I think the Lions are going to be able to hold on and get a big win here. And I think they get it done. I'm going to say Lions 30 to the Steelers 28. The Steelers are going to make it tough.
Ooh, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
That does sound like a good one. Yeah, I like Detroit here. I don't know. I always liked Aaron Rodgers. For some reason, I don't like him on the Steelers. And I always liked the Steelers, too, and for some reason, I don't like him as much with Aaron Rodgers. It's funny the way the cookie crumbles, but that's just how it is. I'm going Detroit. Dan Campbell leads his team to a victory at home over the Steelers, squashing the Steelers' playoff hopes, or at least making them a lot less realistic. Give me the Lions in this one, 36-27.
Yeah, the Lions.
Oh,
The season's on the line.
No, 36-27.
The Steelers, they're coming off a great win on Monday Night Football. But give me the Lions. I think it's going to be a pretty solid game to watch. And Jared Goff has a good game. Give me the Lions in this one, 30-24 over the Steelers.
But anyway, on to our next game. We got the Houston Texans. They take on the Vegas Raiders. This game's going to be similar to my prediction from the Texans-Cardinals game last week. The Texans are just a much better team. The Raiders have been struggling. They've been struggling, and I think it's going to be the Texans keep on rolling. That defense continues playing amazing, and I think the Texans get it done with a big win. I'm going to say Texans, they're going to go off for some reason, even though C.J. Stroud hasn't really gone off, but I think they'll go off in this one and win it 37 to the Raiders 10.
I like Houston here, especially at home, and they're fighting for the playoffs, and they're looking like they're going to get in. Vegas, nothing much to say about them. Give me Houston 17-3.
Yeah, not much to be said in this one. Give me the Houston Texans 28-6.
But now on to our Sunday night game.
Game of the week, right here. Game of the week.
And damn, I may miss this game, and it's going to be tough to miss this
Oh.
as I'm going to be down in Florida. But anyway, we got the Patriots
You
at
gotta watch it on your
11-3 as they take on the Baltimore Ravens. A must-win for, could say, both these teams. Patriots need to win this to stay alive for the division victory. Ravens need to win this game to stay alive for the playoffs. And they're flexible, but yeah, Ravens need to win it to stay alive for the playoffs, basically. And I think the Ravens have been playing questionable football. Of course, they had that big win against the Bengals, but the Patriots have been rocking and rolling. Yes, they lost to the Bills, but they played the Bills tough.
Yes,
and,
they did.
And I think how the Ravens have been playing as of late, I think it's going to be the Patriots who find a way to get it done. And I think they get it done by a bit, putting up a great performance. And Drake May is going to show the NFL that Patriots are not frauds and that they are legit.
Yeah.
And I think they get a statement win, winning at 38-20 over the Ravens.
Wow. I'm with you. I think it's going to be even more of a big win for the Pats. They're pissed. They lost to the Bills, and they want everyone to know that they are the real effing deal. And they are. And I think Baltimore and their crapola defense will suffer at the hand of the mighty New England Patriots. Drake May cements his standing as league MVP. Obviously, I'm a Pats fan. And I think just the New England Patriots destroy Baltimore 33-3.
Okay, that's a little much.
That's what I think.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think the Ravens got an impressive win last week. The defense held up. They didn't allow a point to one of the best offenses in the NFL with Joe Burrow and those weapons. And the Ravens look pretty solid. And I think this momentum carries on to this week at home, prime time. Give me Lamar Jackson to continue his season hopes to make the postseason and that division hopes. So give me the Ravens to upset the Patriots in the upset of the week, 28-24, and the Pats lose 2 straight.
Boo!
All right, Kevin, I'm disappointed. But anyway.
And we all picked the Cowboys. We'll remember this.
Anyway, we're on to our next game. We got the San Francisco 49ers at 10-4 as they take on, I'll say it again.
Old Man Rivers.
It's just too much to get used to. Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts. And this game, it's too many question marks. I think we're going to see some defense. The Niners are frauds. They're not as good as their record is showing, but they're finding ways to get wins.
Yeah, because they have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, they do have Christian McCaffrey. And I think it's going to be a defensive game, but the Niners are going to get it done again just because Old Man Rivers, it's still, he's old, and there's a reason why.
Played well, though.
He did against the Seahawks, which
a great team.
Yeah, who could be great one week and win by 2 points another week.
They sure as hell looked pretty damn good last night.
Yeah. But anyway, I think the Niners are going to get a bit more of a win in this one. And I think, that the Colts are going to give them a fight, but the Niners, I think, can get it done 28-18 over the Colts in a pretty good Monday night game.
I think Old Man Rivers leads his team to glory over the 49ers at home, and all of the Colts Nation rallies behind him and as they make that push for the postseason. I think he stuns the world, and the Colts take this one 27-24 over the 49ers.
Yeah, the Colts, the wheels are falling off. They've lost like 4 straight, I believe. Phillip Rivers came in last week. They were very, very close to getting a crazy upset against the Seattle Seahawks, but they came up short. Now the season's on the line. They've lost 4 straight. The wheels are falling off. Can they be resilient and get a win here to keep their season and postseason hopes alive? I don't think so. I think the 49ers, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and that offense is going to have a day. I think as much as I want to pick Phillip Rivers because he showed some magic last week, I don't think it's happening. Give me the 49ers in a close one, 20-17.
There you have it.
All right, so those are our predictions for the week. But before we go, who you guys have for your players of the week? And I'll go first.
Please.
I think it's going to be Drake May putting up a great performance against the Ravens, cementing himself to stay in the MVP conversation with Matthew Stafford. Dad, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm just perusing the scores here. Old Man Rivers.
Okay. Kevin, what about you?
I'm going to say Dak Prescott because I think that's going to be a shootout game, and I think the Cowboys are going to win that one. Dak Prescott.
All right, well, that will wrap it up. But as I ask you guys each week, or almost each week, the season would end today. Who you guys think plays in the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl? Kevin, you want to start us off?
Right now, in the NFC, I'm gonna have to keep. I know I keep saying it every week, but I'm gonna say the LA Rams. They barely lost last night, and man, that offense is so good. Puka Nacua, he's one of the best wide receivers I've seen. I don't know what it is with Puka Nacua, and I'm like, he's so good. And give me the Rams in the NFC. In the AFC, I think it's up for grabs. I do think the Patriots can win it, but I don't know. So I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough out of them to confidently pick them. I don't know, but it's between the Patriots and the Bills in the AFC, and I don't know. I got to give it to Josh Allen. Give me the Bills and the Rams in the Super Bowl 60, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I got.
Who wins that?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, who wins it? The Rams or the Bills?
I think Josh Allen chokes. Give me Matthew Stafford to go out on top.
Yeah.
Give me the LA Rams.
All right.
All right. Well, I got from the NFC. Yes, the Seahawks had a great win, but the Rams are still the better team, and I don't think Sam Darnold's going to be able to lead Seahawks to the Super Bowl this year. He needs more time. Hopefully, eventually. But I think the Rams, it's the Rams' year in the NFC, and I think they make it. But the AFC is very weak, in my opinion. And, Patriots, if they were in the NFC, they'd have no shot of making it. But, yeah, I think they're better than the Bills. Yes, they lost to the Bills the other day, but they beat the Bills earlier this season. They've played better than the Bills throughout the season. Yes, they've had the easy schedule, but if you look at how these teams have actually played, that the Bills have played, is it an easier schedule? Who knows? But I think the Patriots are the better team. I don't see a world where the Broncos make the Super Bowl. They're going to get upset in the playoffs. And at the end of the day, I think the Patriots, just because of how weak the AFC is, they're going to find a way to get it done. So I think they go to the Super Bowl, and I think the Rams choke in the Super Bowl, and the Patriots win it.
I love it.
With Drake May winning the MVP.
I love it. Of the season and the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I love it.
Actually, I may go Stafford for the season.
Okay, all right. So we've discussed this a number of times, and I always pick the Pats, and I think I've always picked the Rams. Just to be a little different here, I think I'm going to give the nod to Chicago, which is a
Okay.
very strange thing coming away from me. But I am looking for a rematch of Super Bowl 20 when the Bears will take on the Pats, and this time New
The
England.
Bears are gonna beat the Pats.
The New England Patriots will come out on top and win their 7th Super Bowl.
You got it being 46-10.
You heard it here first, folks. At least until next week.
Alright, but anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. And we'll be back for another episode next week. But for now, I'm Ben Silk,
I'm Josh Silk.
I'm Kevin Delank.
and we'll see you next time.